All right. So I want to look right now at the crypto markets, and I haven't looked at the crypto markets in a while, which turned out to be a mistake. But let's take a peek. Okay. Because the crypto markets have been difficult to read with the tarot, I want to look at what just happened. So this can help us sort of decode what um, what the different tarot cards are representing when it comes to the crypto markets. So we can kind of reverse engineer it. So let's look at what just happened. Random word pancake and number 26. So what just happened over like the last week in the crypto markets? Whoop, whoop. All right. Well, the root card is the Three of Swords, so that tracks. And the main card is the World. So the World is the last card of tarot, and it shows an ending. So this does theoretically mean that there's a beginning coming, but this ending here is built on the foundation of heartbreak and betrayal. Okay, okay. So let's just put something leading up to the World here, because what sort of caused this ending? So we get a Knight of Cups. All right. So this is when we start really getting into what the cards are representing when it comes to the crypto markets. Because the World, I mean, if you're looking at Terra Luna, right, the World makes sense because it was basically an ending of that coin. Now it has gone to zero, and maybe it will begin again, but the World does show an ending. It's a completion, the end of a cycle. Now, what led up to that? I mean, other than the Three of Swords, which is like betrayal and heartbreak, we get the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is the spiritual seeker, and this is basically going outside of your comfort zone to try to have a new experience. So this is adventurous. Um, it's being led in some way by intuition or by like a spiritual call. That's fascinating. So, hmm, I'm not a nuts and bolts crypto guy, so I don't honestly know enough about the tech to be able to say, oh, obviously this is like a whatever the fuck. I don't know. I do not know that. But hopefully, someone who is more of a tech person might be able to more specifically identify if the Knight of Cups is like some sort of tech thing. But here, the Knight of Cups is basically showing an urge, like a call, like a pull, and here it is leading maybe just investors, to the end and to the World. Okay. So actually I just want to look more at this. Let's try to see what bonds these two or what, trying to find more out about that. And what we get is the Nine of Swords, which is fear. So here the person goes outside of their comfort zone, um, being pulled or using their intuition, but that intuition is that of fear, uh, which leads to the World. Now, normally the world is a good card, but now as I'm seeing it as it applies to cryptocurrency, the world is not a good card. And it, well, at least in this case, it was not a good card. All right. So now let's just see sort of what comes after the world. And theoretically, it would be the Fool, right, in the beginning of a new chapter. But in this case, let's actually see what comes after the world. And we get the Strength card. So if there is to be like sort of a rebirth, I'm assuming that the Strength card is saying that it isn't going to happen right away. The Strength card is basically saying, hold on, you know? And there's also this monster that needs to be tamed. Maybe that monster is the fear that shows up here in the 9. I'm actually going to try to take away any of the vagueness here. Like, so I'm specifically going to ask, what the fuck is the monster? And we get the Emperor. Interesting. So, what is the thing that needs to be tamed? And the Emperor, I mean, both of these are about control. In fact, both of them are kind of controlling a monster. But here, the monster is the thing that's trying to control the monster, or like did control the monster. It's like being able to control the thing that has all the control. Now, it's there's a different way that I would assume market manipulation would show up. But everybody fucking knows that the entire crypto market is purely based on market manipulation. Everybody knows this, right? The big giant investors can basically make shit happen at will, and they do. So here, the monster that needs to be wrestled with, the way that I would read this is like the one that actually has control. I just want to pull. I guess we'll just keep going and pull another card for the Emperor, and I'm just trying to find out, because when I said one, I sort of meant the ones who have control, but it came out very singular. Um, So I'm just pulling this to find out, like, if this is a whole bunch of people or if this is more like individual. What we get is an Eight of Wands, and theoretically, the Eight of Wands is about pulling a trigger on something that's been coming for a while. But an 8, is not a 1. So this is like multiple entities that theoretically have been waiting to pull a trigger on something for a while. And I mean, that would sort of speak more about a plan of market manipulation by a bunch of people that have a bunch of control. At any rate, the world has happened. This is the end of one journey, and the Strength card shows up as to what comes next. So I basically wouldn't expect there to be huge movement. But who fucking knows? We'll see. I mean, this is kind of the process. So this is the reading that we get. The Strength card is the one that shows up for what comes next. So time will tell, because the crypto markets show up a little differently in tarot cards than intrapersonal relationships do. So that's what we get for now. Um, I'm going to pull one more card just because I feel like I should. And this is like one thing to keep in mind as an investor in crypto. And the card is the Hanged Man. So again, this is like being bound, you know? And also like time moving very slowly or seeming like it's frozen. So when you're in the state, I mean, I guess don't be too pissed because there's really nothing that we can do about it unless we become one of the emperors that actually does the fucking manipulation. Well, actually, um, this has happened a couple times. You know, uh, it came like the Elon Musk tweets, right? And then all the people investing drove the prices way up. It happened with Doge, it happened with Sheeb, and it also happened in the stock market with GameStop. So maybe that is the strength card, and it's just a whole bunch of us together, like trying to control this fucker. Um, that's what we get for now. I would love to hear any thoughts on what you think about the cards that are here, and if there's any tech people that know more about the nuts and bolts about the things, especially when it comes to the Knight of Cups. But that's what we get for now. Peace.